Yeah, sure. All right, well, week one, the Dolphins play the Chargers. Dolphins will definitely win that game.
Okay. Okay.
Now, Tua versus Herbert rematch from last year, 2020 quarterback class. I mean, it was drafted before Herbert because he's just flatly better. Dolphins win that one pretty convincingly. I'd say a huge blowout, wide margin. Get revenge from last season. So, play the Chargers and absolutely kill Justin Herbert. We could play the Patriots. And Patriots, I'd say we win that one too, because the Patriots are a pretty sorry team at this point. Aside from Christian Gonzalez and a pretty good secondary, um, go with the win in that one. So 2-0, kill Mac Jones once again by not as wide of a margin, but by about 14 points. Then week three, play the Broncos. Javonte Williams might be back. I doubt he will. But his recovery might be going a little bit slower. I'm going to go with a win over the Broncos, but in a pretty low scoring game, like a 21-14 type of game. And then after the Broncos, kill the Broncos. Russell Wilson, Sean Payton. We get to go all the way up to Buffalo. And Buffalo's a good team. I'll give us the first loss of the season there.
Okay.
Buffalo wins by about 7. Josh Allen has an MVP caliber performance, throws for about 500 yards. Tua throws for 400, but we lose by 7. Then after
Okay.
that, we go play New York Giants. I'd say we win that one because Danny Dimes isn't as good as some people may think, and Saquon doesn't even want to be there anymore. Not really any receivers that I'm scared of. So yeah, I'll give us a win there. We start out the season like 4-1, and then after we kill the New York Giants, we get to go play the Carolina Panthers. I guess that's a home game too. Play the Carolina Panthers at home. I say we win. Bryce Young will probably be starting by then. I mean, it's just a bad Panthers team. I'll
True.
go with the win over the Panthers. We're starting off the season 5-1. Pretty good start. And then we get to go play the Eagles in Philly. Eagles are winning that one. Don't worry, we'll get you back in the Super Bowl. Yeah, Eagles win by pretty large margin. I'd say by about pretty big blowout, like by 28 points. So that's a really
Okay.
off day. Nobody really plays good.
All
And
right.
yeah, so then we're going back to Miami, playing the Patriots. Home game, we sweep the Patriots this season. So win that one. Pretty close game, like 3-point game. But Raheem Mostert goes off in that game. Devon A. Chain runs for like 75 yards as a backup. That's pretty good. All right, so we beat the Patriots just barely, just barely. And then we have a really tough game. Chiefs in Germany. I'm going the Dolphins because the Chiefs are away. They're running away to Germany. They're scared of Tyreek Hill coming back to Arrowhead. So Dolphins over Chiefs there. Um, really high scoring game, like highest scoring game of the season. And then we play the Raiders in Miami. That one I'm not worried about at all. I'll give us a pretty big blowout there.
Okay.
Jimmy G just isn't it. Devontae Adams can't carry a team because he's a receiver. And then we're going to the Jets. Now, this is about where we have some rocky games. I'm going with a loss to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers. He kind of has the best game of the season here. Kind of torches our secondary. I'd assume somebody on our defense, somebody significant will be hurt by that point.
Yeah.
And they'll beat us by about 21 points. All right, and then we're going way up to Washington. Play the Commanders. Commanders just barely sneak a win by 3 points. Now we're on a losing streak here, 2-game losing streak. But it's all right because we still got plenty of wins here. All right. So then we're going from Washington. And we're going back home, and we're playing the Titans on Monday Night Football. Now, snap our losing streak here. Beat the Titans. Beat the Titans by about 14 points. Will Levis starting at this point in the season. Derrick Henry isn't what he used to be. So we get a win over the Titans, like 14 points. And then we're playing the Jets in Miami. We lose that one too. This time, a lot closer, only by like 3. We do lose to the Jets. We get swept by the Jets this season. And then after the Jets, we're playing the Cowboys in Miami. Cowboys win that one. Real close game by like 3 points, but a low scoring one too, like 14-18.
Okay.
Scoring. Dak Scott plays terrible. And then revenge game back in Baltimore. Best horror movie you could ever watch, or the worst if you're a Dolphins fan. 49-10 happened back in like 2019. We beat them last season, and they're going to beat us this season.
Okay.
Don't win. They blow us out. They play great. Beat us by like 28 points, like 48-20. So we miss an extra point. And then we play Buffalo in Miami, and we lose to Buffalo to end the season. 4-game losing streak to end the season. Not good going into the playoffs.
Record 9-8. 9-8 record.
Yeah.
So that might not even be enough to make the playoffs in the AFC.
It will be. Don't worry. It will be.
Okay. So we move on to my Tennessee Titans. And start off week 1 in New Orleans. Tyjae Spears gets to go back to Louisiana. I'm actually going to take the Titans against the Saints in an upset week 1. I like the matchup. They lost a lot of their interior guys, so I think Derrick Henry will be able to run all over them. Cam Jordan is a fossil at this point, and they lost Marcus Davenport, so should be a good day for Henry. Week 2, although I like the matchup with the Chargers, Herbert's going to pass all over the secondary. I'd say we probably lose by at least 2 scores in that game. And then week 3 in Cleveland, I just can't see the Titans going up there and winning. It's a tough matchup, and they just added Zadarius Smith via trade, and they're going to be really good, and the Titans are not. Week 4 versus the Bengals at home. Gonna take the Bengals. It's not much to be said. They're really good, and I think Henry could have a good day, and especially if Awuzie is out still in their secondary, I think that Traylon Burks could have a day, but not exactly a super winnable game. Then we go to Indianapolis. I say we win that. For whatever reason, the Titans and the Colts love to split away. Just happens almost every year that they split. So I'm going to go Titans in Indianapolis. And then the Ravens in London. That's a loss. I mean, the Ravens are just so good. Spoiler, I think we get swept by the AFC North. Just an insane division. Falcons at home, I think we take that. The Arthur Smith revenge game, or maybe the Mike Vrabel revenge game, but I think I think Burks has a day against AJ Terrell, and yeah. Steelers on Thursday Night Football, Week 9. I think the Steelers take that in Pittsburgh. It's just such a tough environment to play in. And if it was in Tennessee, it'd be different, but having to go to Pittsburgh, it's rough. Bucks in Tampa, I'm going to take the Titans. Titans might be bad, but the Buccaneers are a whole lot worse. And I'm going to trust that their run defense still is not going to improve. And our run defense was very good last year when the defense was not completely and utterly full of injuries. So I'm going to say that they can't really get anything going on the ground, and that Mayfield is going to have to try to light it up, or maybe Kyle Trask at that point. In Jacksonville, Jaguars win that. No questions asked. They're the better team. And it's sad, but it is what it is. They're a really good team. Panthers at home, I'm going to take the Titans. It will be Bryce Young by that point. There's no way they have Andy Dalton as the starter in Week 12, as much as I love Andy Dalton. But I think Young looks good as a rookie, but he can't carry an entire team, and the team around him, it's not bad, but it's not great, and the Titans are underrated. So I think at home they can get it done. And then we lose to the Colts at home, just as we're starting to build momentum. At that point, we would have been 5-6 with the ability to go 6-6, and now you're 5-7. And after that, you lose in Miami, and now you're 5-8. So really, with playoff chances not looking great, even playing the Texans twice and having 4 winnable games to end the year, 9-8 is probably not going to do it in the AFC. So at that point, I think you start Will Levis. You might even start Will Levis after the bye, honestly, after Week 7. But depends on how Tannehill looks. I would not be surprised if Tannehill has a bit of a bounce back year, but with kind of fire under him, trying to ignite a spark. But I think you beat Houston at home. They're improved, but like they're an actual football team now. But it's a rookie CJ Stroud, so I'm not super worried. I think he'll be good, but who knows? You lose at home to Seattle. They are quietly going to be very, very scary next year. They're going to make the playoffs again, and I would not be shocked if they went on a run to like very deep in the NFC, because that conference is terrible. So, just rough. I think they did kind of patch up the run defense a little. It's still not great, so Henry could have a day. But that late in the season, with playoff hopes not really on the line, I think you're resting some of the starters. But you still find a way to sweep Houston. Good riddance. Nothing more to be said. Just you sweep Houston. And you lose Week 18 to the Jaguars in Nashville. That could quietly, if the Titans pull some upsets, that could quietly be a game that could get the Titans into the playoffs. At that point, they could be very well 9-7. I had them as 7-9. So they pull 2 upsets. They are very much within striking range of the playoffs, playing the Jaguars at home week 18. Because remember, it was in Jacksonville week 18 last year, and they still almost won, and they would have won if not for that fumble from Josh Dobbs, and it was pretty much all backups playing. So there's a chance that the Titans surprise some people. I've been going 10-7. I think their floor. Okay, let's see. They could for sure lose to the Saints week 1. I think they at least split with the Colts. They could lose to the Falcons or the Panthers. So let's go like that. I think they beat the Bucks. And they could split with Houston. So floor of 4-13 feels about right. So now if we switch those back, ceiling, reasonably, I think. Man, that's tough. You could beat Pittsburgh week 9. For sure. You could pull one against Jacksonville. You could sweep Indy again. That feels about the ceiling. 10-7 is about the ceiling. Maybe 11-6. Maybe you get one on one of these 3 AFC North. Maybe in London. Ceiling of 11-6 feels about right. So 4-13 to 11-6 in that range. I'm gonna say they go 7-10. Another disappointing year. I don't think Vrabel gets fired. Vrabel's a very good coach. I don't see them. I do not see them moving on from Vrabel. So, if I fix this, and that. Okay. And Jonathan, anything else you want to go over? Any other teams?
Well, real quick, I just want to point out how screwed over the AFC East is. I mean, 2 hardest schedules in the league, in my opinion, us and the Patriots.
Patriots have a
because
brutal
we
schedule
play.
if we want to go through it real quick. Patriots schedule
Yeah, if we can do it real quick.
the gauntlet. So
The only reason that the Patriots schedule is harder than ours is because we play the Patriots and they play us. Other than that, it's pretty similar.
You start in Philly week 1. Or no, it's okay. It's in New England, but you're against Philly week 1. That can be pretty easily a loss, and I think it is. I think against Miami week 2 in New England, that can be a win. But week 3, you're in New York. Even though you're historically good against New York, I think that's a win for the Jets. Week 4 in Dallas, that's a win for the Cowboys. Week 5, Saints at Patriots. I think Patriots can get one there. Week 6 in Vegas. I'm going to take the Raiders. Week 7, I think you get swept by the Bills. And you don't get 2 on the Dolphins. You can beat the Commanders at home. You can beat the Colts at home. I think you lose to the Giants away. Chargers get you. I think you lose in Pittsburgh. Chiefs get you. I think you can lose in Denver. I think you get swept by Buffalo. And let's say you get one on the Jets. That's 5-12, giving them the benefit of the doubt on some games. I mean, that is brutal.
I think that's about right for the Patriots. Yeah, they do have the hardest schedule in the league, in my opinion, but only because they play us and we play them. But yeah, definitely a rough year for the Patriots. And maybe they could draft like Drake May or something.
Yeah, another white
to replace
quarterback.
Mac Jones at that point.
Bill Belichick loves his.
Yeah. Drake May is better than Mac Jones.
just by a little bit.
Opinion.
They're close.
Just by a little bit. Yeah, I think Drake May's floor is like Mac Jones's rookie year. So.
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about anything else, I think that's gonna be it.
I don't think I have anything else except for the Dolphins traded for that New York Jets tight end or whatever, Tyler Kroft, and I don't see how that helps the roster, but of Tyler Kroft. Yeah, I think it was a terrible move, and that's all I have to say.
For your scheme.
Yeah, he's somebody. Another man.
No.
You got anything?
Go Titans. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to make the playoffs at 7-10. I guarantee it.
Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl.
Jaguars collapse incoming. Trevor Lawrence
the Dolphins
disaster class.
Undefeated.
Can't wait to see the look on his smug face when he gets replaced by Caleb Williams. That's it. Thank you all for watching this schedule edition of our podcast. And we will see you next week.